I have a question for you. So we both, I just know you wrote and you were online, you were like a blogger, a lifestyle blogger. And I know that you wrote during the era when would be like dissected by certain online folks who would like to read things and talk about them. And so
Yes.
you've been through all of it. And so
Yes.
I'm curious what you tell your kids, especially your daughter, about social media and the ups and downs of sharing yourself, because like obviously we both still do it. Like we're not so tired and
Mhm.
ground down that we're like, forget it, fuck it. I'm going to go get another job that's like offline, less public facing.
I
Um,
don't even know what that would be, but yeah.
Oh,
I
my
don't
fake
know
my
how I could
fake
get
secret
hired.
job, it would be like I would be like a librarian, except I'm too afraid of like there's being a like in your head, you're like being a librarian just means quietly working at a desk. In reality, it's like being a social worker and like I feel
Yeah.
like being like a frontline worker basically. But that's my like fake alternate job, for
I would
instance.
be a, forensic pathologist. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, I missed my calling. I wanna be Jack Crawford in Silence of the or I'm sorry, Clarice Starling in Silence of the Lambs. Gimme all the serial killers.
Yeah,
And yes,
interesting.
that's my sliding doors.
Back to it. What do you like? What have you told your kids about social media sharing, like what you know, and also aware,
Well,
being aware they probably don't listen, but I'm curious what they think.
yeah, it's funny because I stressed about that, for context, I'm sure anyone listening to this probably knows already, but there was, like, these, like, crazy trolling sites that would write about me and others every single day in, like, the most vicious ways possible, and I would, couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't breathe, like, thinking about my little sweet babies growing up and reading these things about their mother. Like, it destroyed me thinking about that for years. And so when they were, like, too young, probably, like 4 or 5, I started talking to them about, people say things and why might someone say something like that? Let's put our like bullying, like, let's put ourselves in that person's head. It's probably because 'cause they're feeling bad about something, and that makes them whatever. So we've been talking about that since they were very little, and then as they got older, I would show them posts and be like, "Does this make sense? Like what they're saying about mom or dad or whoever?" And they're like, "That's
Mm,
crazy." But it turns out they're this was all honestly, I could have skipped it all. 'Cause
mm.
they don't care about my online presence really. They don't really understand it. Like, I'm not nearly as cool or like, I'm hardly a blip on, like, the social media radar of,
Sure,
like, certainly of that age.
you're not
I mean,
Mr. Beast,
I am not Mr. Beast.
Mrs. Beast.
And so they're just sort of like, "Huh?" Like, they just don't they don't really care, and they just,
Mm,
have this innate understanding of trolling culture
hmm.
that comes from being this alpha generation or whatever. Like, they put up YouTube shorts sometimes, and I get all
Hmm.
worried, and I'm like and they're like, "What? So someone's gonna be like, 'You're fat and ugly?'"
Yeah,
Like,
but
"What
yeah,
and I was like,
right.
"Well, I don't know. I used to not be able to sleep at night because
Yeah.
of this stuff," and they
Yeah,
just don't
seriously.
care.
I still remember, like, certain individual comments I've gotten on
Oh,
posts or,
yeah.
like, on email I got a couple
Oh, they
years
live
ago,
rent free.
Yeah, and absolutely dominate anything nice, anything
Mhm.
anyone would ever say. Like, everybody's not who is saying something nice is just, like,
Your mom.
bullshitting. Yeah, exactly. And,
It's right over
everyone
there.
who's mean knows what they're talking about, but yeah, because my son he wants to be on Snapchat so bad, and he's not allowed to have social media yet, and he's such an innocent baby because he just wants to do Snapchat for the filters, which I'm like his literal homework yesterday for French class was like using AI to alter a photo of himself and write about it in French. I don't, whatever. But I was like, isn't that what you want to do for Snapchat? Like, aren't you able to do? But I remember what it's like. Well, I kind of remember what it's like to be that age and just whatever you want is not the same as what we want. Like, I remember being the age I am now and my mom being like, find a good cashmere sweater and buy it in several sizes. And then you'll never have to buy a sweater again. That sounded like worse than death to me. Like,
That sounds amazing.
I know, imagine. I
Imagine.
like but then yeah, and now you're like, "Oh, fast fashion, like, we're killing the planet, the waste of it
Mhm.
all." Like, I remember I remember how wasteful I used to be. Like, I don't
Oh,
say that,
yeah.
like, with pride or joy, but kids just, like, they crave newness and being cool and things like that.